مش هيصير السنة يا قوي يا قوي يا
يلا واحد اثنين ثلاثة
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome all of you again in your lecture, wherever you are, with this your lecture Fatwa online. The first question, the question is asking, a man who works in marketing and he has to pay to sell. There is some statues, about 1,000 statues. He aimed to sell it all at once. There is someone who could buy, but there is a problem. But there is statues of the thing that has soul, like for animals or men or humans or so on. So what does he do? His percentage on this commission depends on selling the whole thing. So he got a problem in selling these statues that we were forbidden to have it on selling it. What is forbidden to have it is forbidden to sell it or buy it. We tell our brother that he can sell it and finish from what's like it. Let's get rid of the value of it. If he is just a seller, then he needs to get rid of the percentage that he have of the part that he is selling. So what does he do from this? He take it to public affairs with the intention to get rid of forbidden money. And we hope that he will get reward from staying away from the things that are doubtful or forbidden. We need to advise the seller, the buyer, that he needs to cover his head before he benefit. If the head is covered, then it's not worth it. That's one solution. You can benefit from it. And everybody is responsible on his religion or whatever he implements of the religion. And hopefully that he purified his money and he gets rid of all the doubtful part of it. The question, I listen to the Quran Kareem when I'm relaxing instead of listening to music. Is there a sin? No. Alhamdulillah, he stayed away from the haram to listen to the book of Allah. Whenever listen to Allah Azza wa Jal, it will be written to him You don't have to sit down like you are facing the Qibla as if you are praying. No. This is the ideal, but it's not required. The question after this, Allah Azza wa Jal says, He's wherever you are. This ayah and others like it we don't have to know the how. We believe in the and leave the how to Allah Azza wa Jal. He's with us, He's with us. How? Allah. This is like Ar-Rahman on the throne has settled how? Allah. We just have to believe in it and that's it. And I remind everybody, again, and I mentioned it several times, that people always don't listen to it. This is something about a person who saw a young girl. He's digging a well right next to the sea and the ocean. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm trying to put this whole ocean into the well." So how? You're not going to. He said, "Leave." He said, "Don't blame me." He said, "You are bigger or Allah, and you want to put Allah the Almighty in your brain. If you're denying that I'm trying to put this sea to a well, why don't you do that in yourself? You're trying to take Allah the Almighty in your small brain." So remember, the rule is to prove with no similarities, like we prove everything without putting similar to our hearing, to our sighting, our heads. Any of this, but the how, we don't know. The brother is asking about Allah saying, "Split the one in the fire and around it." How am I going to understand? When Allah talked to Musa alayhi salam, well, the people of Tafsir, they have two statements. The first one, Allah talked about Himself, that He heard the call of Musa from the it's not meaning that Allah is in the fire, no. Some of them said, you know why the Christian disbelieved? Why? They believed only in three. They have to every creation. There's a lot of people. The poetry the Sheikh has recited is about confusing people with the false instead of the facts. So when Allah said that this was in the fire, that's not that He Allah in the fire. No, it was said that the tree that's in there, and also it was meant. It is dua to listen. It's a great from Allah to Musa, just like Allah blessed and greeted Ibrahim in the time of the angels. It was said it is the angels with the fire, and what is meant with it is the light of Allah, and you can call the fire light. And it is also that Allah does not sleep, He should not sleep. He raises the fairness, then take it out. His veil is the fire and the light. They both are narrated. If He uncover it, then His all what's in front of Him will be burnt from the intensity of the light of Allah Azza wa Jal. And it is Muslim who narrated it in both narrations, or he got both of those in his book. But what is meant, or what's around it, it is the angels, and it was said, the angels and Musa alayhi salam. The rule of dividing the inheritance in the life of the father, because he knows the court will not divide according to the shar of Allah. Allah Azza wa Jalla, the one who divided it. So if the person died, then it's not up to him. Allah Himself is the one who divided, and He put the shares in the book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet. But sometimes there will be such a situation that allows it or make it obligatory. Whomever lives in a country that has rules, when it goes to the other avenues, then he can't say that my money divided according to 1, 2, 3 and specified. And the first thing is to do it in that way. So his money stays in his under his authority in his life. But if he died, it goes to the people that his inheritance. The inheritance he said there's two different types of laws. The one that orders and one that is complete. If they agree, then the law leaves them alone. If they don't, then the court will interfere. The rule of inheritance of gold from the well, it is just it's money, just like state. Just because it's gold, it's to the ladies. No, it's money, and it's divided depends on what the Book of Allah. But if the men want to give their mothers gold to their daughters, their sister, that's fine. And you could give up your right to others to make his mother feel good and all of that. But if you ask me about the origins, the gold is just like cash, same rule. Everybody gets a part of that inheritance. Did Ibrahim make udhiyah with rooster? No. The udhiyah is only in the Bahim al-An'am, camel, cows, lamb, rams, goat. Rooster and all this other stuff is from the imagination of a lot of people. Maybe some boys or others, they will put that, but it's not part of the religious Islam. Want to give a charity as a rooster, that's fine. Allah accepts anything, and sometimes one dollar will beat a whole bunch of other dollars. So that's a charity, but not udhiyah. Udhiyah is known what the udhiyah, it has to be camel, cow, ram or goat. I stayed away from a person for a long time with the intention of to stay away, as if I don't know him. I'm afraid if I talk to him, he's going to hurt me. I don't know what to do. The Sheikh emphasizes that of the kinship relationships, and he's saying that Allah ordered that the just and fairness, and to be good to your parents and to be patient on them. So don't desert nobody, just a phone call or anything, make it a minor. But desert to another Muslim more than 3 days, no matter what. What is the role of the one who sells without putting the price on it? When he sells it, he have the same merchandise with different prices. Is that cheating, or is it like they say that selling is an art? You don't have to give the money to everybody. There is no ceiling to the profits. I might have a friend, I will have my own money. The pricing left to the demand and need. The Sharia also asks for to be gentle, to be tolerant, to forgive, to make it easy. Allah said, may Allah have mercy on someone who was very easy to sell by. The profit varies between one place to another. When you cultivate crops, the prices are always low. Some of the prices at certain time, the necessity commodity is different than the luxury ones. The luxury one, people will not die if they don't eat it, but the commodities like bread, stuff like this, people, it affects people's life and everything. And by the way, one community to another can make a difference. What you consider as a sweet in one, it won't be the same in some other place. I was in one area in the street. They have heroin just like the grass in your front yard. It's just that the average or the least is neat and people don't care much about it. In some Eastern countries, it is the luxury for the people of luxury life. So there's no problem that the prices are different from one buyer to another. But don't take advantage of the don't take advantage of don't take advantage of calamities like pandemics and stuff like this, because the Prophet ﷺ said, whomever took advantage of people during a commodity or a problem, he is cursed by Allah. Meaning to buy the commodity at the time of problems, and you raise the price. So he goes with his money and he buys everything and he keep it so he can control the price. So he can decide the price that he wants. Like this, the hadith saying, whomever did this to make it higher them, it is Allah's right that Allah will give him a part of the hellfire. A man who's married and he don't have kids and who will write to his wife the apartment so none of the people who inherit he don't write it as a will, because that's one who's going to inherit. So you will have a bad will. So you cannot make it for after death. You have to make it immediately, and when she hold it and have possession of it. You can make it as a gift and during your life. Now, you finalize the deeds and transfer today. If you did that, then you did. If not, it will be part of inheritance. Sometimes you will have a bad relative who will so it is okay for someone to write something for his wife during his life as a gift. There's not a problem, but he cannot wait and say it will be done after his death. No, it has to be done immediately, and it has to be final that he cannot go back into his word. Like you have to register to the deeds in the court and all this stuff. What is the rule of the woman who is making clothes for with no hijab? If these clothes are good to be worn in the house as something so she will look good in front of her husband, but not to be outside where it's forbidden to wear. So if it is going to wear in the house, it is okay. In the street, no. But if it is that it's always outside the house, then they need to keep away from it. Is there zakah in the gold that is inherited? It is the gold is just like any other commodities. The money. There's if it has the nisab and it's already been passed in the world. Is there zakah on the garments that you make as to beautify themselves? If the woman take this gold to beautify herself after she took it and that position of it, is it going to be in her? This is a dispute between the measures don't see anything wrong with the one that you're going to use for your own beauty. The Ahnaf, no. To be guarded, you could pay the zakah, which is 85 grams of pure gold, and it is 2.5% of the value. Ameen. 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 Brother is asking, my wife made me angry and she insisted of divorce, and every time I resist the shaitan. One time she increased the thought, so I wrote her a letter, a text message or WhatsApp. I told her, you're divorced. This is the first time I say it in my life, and then I got angry and regretful. Did the divorce happen or no? To answer, to say the writing of the divorce from the ways of it showed it will not happen unless there is intention. What is the intention? To have the intention to do it with no recitation. It's not like it goes through your brain. So it could be counted one if that's your intention, and this is something you could go back to. And you have that right to return her back while she's in the iddah in the first 3 months. Allah said that their husbands are more prior to take them back if they want to connect between that. But the third one, if he divorces her, then she should not be for him until she have another husband. And I want you to feel the difference between the whomever mentioned it, then it will not accept I was joking, no. Or I was threatening, no. All of this not going to be accepted. Whomever told her you're divorced, it will be taken like it is. Whomever wrote it down did not. And everybody is from her own religion. May Allah inshallah enhance this the situation between you and your husband. Ameen. Ameen. Another question. I have a daughter and a son, and they're married. Each one of them has their own apartment with me in the same house. My son, he lives with me in my place. He's an engineer, and he started with an office in my house. Then he went to another place. He's still staying in this place. My daughter, she works in a different country, and they're exposed any time to go back to their country and don't have an income. Is there a burden that I leave the pure gold to her? Is it allowed or not allowed? Ameen. Ameen. We tell her, if you want to make from the gold after your death, you can't, because she will inherit, and there's no inheritance to someone who's going to inherit. But if you wanted to make it, now we have a problem, we're going to look into it, to just between the kids. But you are saying that the father, he spent a lot of money on you, on his son, and he has his own income. He don't need his father to spend on him, to pay his electricity. He said it is very high and he's paying it. So if what is spent on the apartment equal the gold that he's gonna put in his, and I hope that it is this one instead of that one. Well, talk to your husband, be together, but you both are asked to be just. Ameen. Ameen. Someone is saying, how many times it happens. He said, I have this, the shaitan whispering when it comes to religion. From years ago, out of my foolishness, I made a big sin. I said something that is kufr, without understanding fully what I'm saying. Somebody enticed me and I said a bad word. And I was so hysterically laughing. Then I repented to Allah Azza wa Jal, and I did not go back to that action at all. And now I remembered after I stayed away from all of these places, and I'm praying all times. I remember what happened to me. When this happened, did I fall into Ridda? Where am I in this story? We tell him that the marriage contract does not break if someone has a minor disbelief, his marriage is going to be held while he's in the iddah. It's a marriage on hold. If they repented, then they are on the first marriage. They don't need to become the they did not require anybody who embraced Islam with the Ridda, meaning they didn't go and ask them at that time. If someone is married, they don't need a new contract. If the iddah, which is the 3 months, is done, and he did not take her back, then he lost that marriage. Hold your tongue, and you should not go into these hardship. And the one who repent from the sin as if he have no sin at all. The question now is, can we allot one of the kids a house without the others? We have answered that before, that you have to fear Allah Azza wa Jal. Unless you have something specific, someone who has like a problem with his son, he wants to give him money for it because he is handicapped. In general, you have to be just with all your kids. And the measurement is the equality. For the Ahnaf, for each, the male has double the amount for the woman. Now, if my daughter reaches 7 years, is it okay to pray or just order her? No, order her is better. The requirement from 10 years old, but 7 to 10 is like a practice. So in the 7 years, there's if the child is 7 years old, you need to teach them, train them. You don't just force them. What is the rule? We compete on to send text messages only for religious things. The answer, if this is from front of you, no problem. If it was a group 20-30, there's no problem. But one individual to another privately, no. This is where the shaitan could come in, because this might lead to something that is forbidden. How many things started with good intention and end up in something that is not good? And this is from the work of Iblis. The brother said that no doubt the Prophet ﷺ was the best of people. But why did he say to Wahshi after he embraced Islam to not to show his face in front of the Prophet ﷺ? The natural thing you don't put people accountable for. The day of Eid we make joy. Sharia did not come to hold the feelings. But it controls the emotions. So the natural feeling of someone was dead, just like Hamza. He alayhi salatu did not stop anyone to go to the grave, nor his or anything he gave. Allah said to the one who killed his brother, he said, "Do you want blood that is held?" He said, "Does that prevent me this and there's nothing wrong? There is no bad on blood like ladies. If you have justice, then everything is okay." Abdullah ibn Rawaha was the opposite. When he went to the Bureau of Favor, and he was trying to measure how much they have to pay. Like the person of the zakah, he will look into the like if he goes to the crops or somebody, he will make an indicated measure and see how much the zakah on it. When he went, Abdullah went to the Jews, they tried to give him a gift, so he will, don't take as much tax. I mean, dhariba. They said, would that make you? That anger is gonna make you revenge on us? He said, no. My love to the Prophet ﷺ will not do you wrong, nor my hatred to you does not make me do you wrong. Allah established the heavens and earth with justice, and He descended the scale, and He brought also the book, so people will establish justice and fairness. The rule from the auction to auction something, it is part of Islam, and there are so many different ways that is done in Islam. And this is an auction. And there's a story. The Prophet ﷺ wanted to sell something for someone, so he could buy him some tools. He said, "Who's going to increase? Who's going to increase?" Like he auctioned it. And this is not to sell on the sale of your brother. If they stayed, we agreed on something. No one come in and try to offer a price that's less. This is what the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden, to sell on the product of your brother. Like he sells it for 10, he's trying to sell for 8. The merchant did not sell yet, he's just asking for more. He did not settle the auction on someone yet. So the negotiation is still there, and the offer is still there. If someone divorces his wife from a letter and he intends to divorce, and he deleted before she read it, let's look at a meaning. His intention to divorce. He wrote because he already established the part. Whether it is reach or not, that is a different issue. The divorce already established. because he made the intention. It is just a thought that came by. Allah has forgiven for these people from the thing that they talk to each other as long as they don't do it. I'll give you an example. Someone I should not see him. I hear him. That does not require that she have that knowledge. This is a decision the husband holds. Once the contract is there, then the guardianship will be in the husband's hand. Inshallah, we'll continue tomorrow. بإذن الله تعالى سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله